thinking of something to say is sometimes tough, especially in front of an audience. But what about no preparation? Mark, you were brought here with virtually no preparation today, emergency fill-in. You did an outstanding job of getting people on their feet at the WEC 16. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the challenge of rising to impromptu things like this?
You know, it was awesome. I was having breakfast this morning, and I got a frantic phone call saying our speakers snowed in on the East Coast. Can you come down and entertain a bunch of people at lunch? And I said, absolutely. What's the event? They said it was a bunch of cable TV guys, and I said, good. Just tell them I'll be there between 10 and 4, and I'll call them when I'm half an hour away.
And you were here, and one of the things, you left us with a number of lessons, you know, some of them kind of funny, but at the same time, they were actually very meaningful, right?
Well, yeah, I do a lot of corporate events, and you know, everybody wants to laugh and have a good time, but they'd like a little bit of a takeaway. So I was trying to tie a little business savvy into the presentation, and of course, it's all humor-driven. I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm just being a funny guy that, hey, every now and then I say something that people can pluck out of it and use it in their everyday life. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was fun.
Well, what impressed me, though, was this ability to, on the spot, kind of come up with material.
Well, you know what? It's lack of any other skills, Ken. I've been doing this for 28 years, and I've really created a nice little niche in the marketplace. Everybody realizes the value of comedy, and when you can infuse that into a business setting, I think it's the best of both worlds. And there's not a lot of guys out there like me that feel comfortable getting up there and talking for the better part of an hour and being clean and funny and witty. And so, yeah, it's what I do.
As a cable subscriber, what advice would you give to operators?
Customer service is where it's all at. I mean, that's a big umbrella there for every business, but I know I'm paying a little bit more probably for my service, but I know that if I have a problem with it, they're a phone call away and they're going to take care of it. You know, that's invaluable, especially, you know, if you got the Super Bowl coming on and all of a sudden your TV's on the glitch, you don't really care if you're paying a couple extra bucks a month more. You just want, you know, you want the product. So I think customer service is big. And you know what? In this day and age, I think it's easier to really stand out with great customer service because there's so much bad customer service out there. So, you know, if you can go the extra mile and take care of your customer and put yourself in their position, I think, you know, there's no end to how great you can be.
Well, you've got to give us one lesson on that, and that's about communication. You were talking about the difference between the way men communicate and the way women communicate. Maybe you could relate that story about your spouse. And
well, I mean, it's never ending. My wife, I truly believe that men's brains and women's brains are different. They think because they're thinking something that you ought to know what they're thinking, and that kind of doesn't work, you know. That's why, ladies, when your husband's laying on the couch, he's watching a ball game or something, don't say, "What are you thinking?" Because he's not. He's unwinding. He's just relaxing. Meanwhile, women are constantly, they got a grocery list in their head. They got all this stuff they got to do. So we're just different. And you know what? Celebrate the differences and just enjoy it and realize your husband's not the goofball. All guys are.
And that makes sense.
Yeah, somehow that makes sense.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks.